language from the start that some viewers may find offensive.
You miss me? I'm like every human being. There's angry sides to me, there's funny sides, there's serious sides, there's, you know what I mean, like depending on what mood I'm in. But humor has always been like an outlet for me to, I mean, at the end of the day, everybody laughs, right? You know what I mean? So it's like, if you can make people laugh, then you got them. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's expecting any of this from me right now. I think that maybe people may have expected me to mature a little bit, and I think that I probably immatured just a little bit. The lead-off singles are usually touching on current events, like things that are current, you know, people, like moments of pop culture and trying to capture those, and, you know, the songs and the videos themselves, I always want them to be like kind of like little time capsules that you can always, like, you can look back 10 years from now at this video and know what was going on at that time period. Y'all act like you never seen. I'm serious as a heart attack right now. I ain't changed a thing about me, homie. No, what was the question? Sorry. More so than anything, as far as me changing from like the last 2 records or whatever, I think that, I mean, I've grown as a person, but as far as like me changing rap styles or anything like that, and growing as an artist, I think if anything, I kind of went back to the first 2 records, like more so that type of artist, you know, and kind of, you know, conceptually and the way that these records feel, it kind of feels like the first, you know, my first album and you know, the Slim Shady LP and the Marshall Mathers LP. So I guess I'm just back to being an asshole again. You mean like what's the difference between Eminem and Slim Shady? Well, Eminem would fick you, and Slim Shady would fick you and your mother. So, you kind of get the idea there? Like, it's, the way you said, get down. Humor's always played a major part in my life. I like humor. I had never officially said that I was quitting. You know, there was rumors and people were talking, and I think that by me needing to take a break and kind of putting that out publicly, I think people just took from that what they wanted to take at that particular time and took it as, oh, he's retiring. You know, I had never said officially, like, I quit. You know what I mean? I mean, at that point in time, I felt like that. Yeah, there were times where I did feel like I wanted to quit, and there were times that I felt like I didn't have it anymore, you know. In them 3-4 years, or them 4 or 5 years that I was gone, you know, there were certainly times that I felt like that. I was always in the studio, I was always recording, you know, like I never stopped making music. I just took a break and pulled back from the spotlight. Well, I mean, for me at that time period, it was good for me to be away, you know, and just be in the studio and make music. I guess it was a way for me to, like, I put out the Re-Up album, which was a way for me to kind of work on music for my artists that were on my label or whatever, and, you know, still be able to make music and produce records and shit like that. But it was good for me at that time because that's what I needed. You know what I mean? To still be in the studio, to still make music, to still be creating, but be away. For a good 2 or 3 years, I was pretty stopped up to where I couldn't write anything, not write anything at all in the literal sense, but like write anything that I felt good enough about to put out. I need to write all the time. I need to be writing every day, you know, and for me to not be able to for a couple of years put me in a pretty bad place, you know. The magic moment for these 2 records actually kind of happened, I think, in June or July of last year. Me and Trey had planned a trip to Orlando, Florida, and we were going to record. We didn't know if we were going to record for my record or for his record. We didn't exactly know because, like, the past 5 or 6 times that we had got together to make music, we literally pretty much left the studio with nothing. As soon as I knew, like, I was coming out of the writer's block, it was like, you know, whew, shit. It was a relief. I called Dre and I told him I was writing songs like just to no beats. I just had songs in my head and was, you know, writing and doing little different exercises to like come up out of the writer's block. And I told him that, and you know, he was happy about it and started making music. And we went straight for about 6 or 7 months until both albums were done. But we didn't go in planning to do 2 albums. You know, it just kind of worked out that way. Well, with me and Dre, nobody's really the boss. You know what I mean? We kind of just bounce ideas off each other and, you know, until we both agree on it. I've had to put the gloves on with Dre a couple of times, and I knocked him out a couple times. One punch, wasn't a big deal. Certainly, we both need to agree, you know, like that a song is good or it's not. I mean, I'm still, at the end of the day, I'm still on Dr. Dre's label, so I guess you could say technically he would be the boss, you know. But we've never treated each other like that, you know. It's just about agreeing on the music and making the best project that we can make. Got a crib with a studio in the exactly, they forgot about Dre. Just kidding, Dre, by the way. Oh, it feels great to hold a new record in my hands. I think the whole, conceptually, like the album cover and everything, you know, the topics, the drug use and everything, like I think more so than anything, it's probably me poking fun at myself. Like deciding wanting to make my face out of pills and shit like that. I mean, it's pretty much made my pills out of my lunch for the day. Did I just say made my pills out of my lunch for the day? Made my face out of my lunch for the day. Let me clear that up. To write 3 a.m., I had to put my mindset in the set of I have to go into the mindset of a serial killer. Was it easy? It's easy for me. I'm looking at you right now and thinking of ways to kill you. Well, there's a few ways I could think of right now. Strangulation, there's all kinds of things running through my mind right now. What do I think about right before I step into the booth? I drink the blood of virgins, I kill a small animal, and then I go lay vocals. What kind of people will hate me the most after this album drops? Hopefully everybody. If everybody doesn't hate me the same and I leave somebody out, then I gotta go back and pick the pen up and put out a Relapse 3 or something real quick. I don't really feel any pressure with this record. I mean, obviously, you know, it's great if it does good, you know, if I do well with it, but I'm not really looking to do that. I just wanna put my music out. I mean, at this point, at this stage of the game and at this stage of my career, I don't really worry about like record sales and stuff like that, because I just want people to hear the music. You know what I mean? So it doesn't, I'm not looking, there's not expectations for me to sell like a crazy amount of records with this. I just want to, you know, have my music out there.